7 Sport presents a videotape replay of all the action from last Tuesday's Herald Shield match.
Very good evening. Welcome to the Herald Shield match between Marcellin College and Doncaster East. Doncaster East in the gold has won the toss, kicking to the scoreboard end. And at this stage, very warm welcome to Bobby Skilton.
Good evening, Stephen. It's a beautiful evening here tonight. At the present moment, it's Marcellin with a beautiful kick from the centre of the ground, and straight away they're into attack with a nice mark down there by Stafiri. Directly in front, only 25 metres out.
I think that could be Boemo, Bob. No, it is Stafiri. The number's very hard to pick up on these jumpers.
And first score of the game goes to Dino Stafiri, 1 point. So we'll find Marcellin College with 1 point, and it'll be Ondaatje to put the ball back into play for Doncaster East High School.
Doncaster East in the gold, Marcellin in the maroon with the hoops.
Lovely kick from Ondaatje, no mark taken. And picking the ball up in fine style there we see Antonellis. He gets well tackled, too high, and so Antonellis will take the free kick. Well relayed back there by Rod Field and Arthur Antonellis. Lovely kick, spirally torpedo punt kick right over the centre wing. No mark taken, but a push in the back has been found here, and Doncaster East will go further into attack with the free kick going to Lucky Lupus. Lupus gives a hand pass across to Antonellis. A shocking kick from Antonellis straight to the opposition. He followed on again and is there underneath the pack now, gets a free kick. They're very lucky to get out of that one, so Antonellis with the opportunity of going forward once again.
Doncaster East with their work cut out tonight. Marcellin, one of the more favoured teams in the Herald Shield competition for 1982. And at this stage, Marcellin with the run of the ball round the boundary line. Very poor kick. And we see Arthur Antonellis taking the ball right on the chest, right in front of the interchange bench. Wobbly torpedo with some distance in it. Some high flyers, no one really able to take the ball. Finally, it's Boemo who gets the ball out to his teammate. Ball cleared. On the ground again. Nice pick up by Marcellin there. Pass. And accepted down there again very nicely indeed by Murray, it looked like. That's Murray there. Back to Boemo, to Staffieri. And Staffieri, who had that shot before, has put it through for the first goal to Marcellin. And they have opened up a lead of 1-1-7. Doncaster yet to score. And Bobby, those blue hoops make it confoundingly difficult to pick up the numbers.
It's almost impossible to see some of the numbers, isn't it? But that's the way it goes, and we'll do our utmost as things go along.
Now the fellow in the centre of the ground with the white boots on is Jim Del Chios, who's the ruckman for Doncaster East High School. And you know what they say about fellows who wear white boots? You've got to be able to play.
You said before that you've never seen one yet that has worn white boots and can play.
John Newman wore white boots.
I thought that's what you meant.
He got the tap anyway. Out to the wing. Doncaster East through Hunt. Unable to get rid of it. Ball on the ground, a mass of players. The umpire will come in and bounce. A perfect night here at VFL Park. Perhaps it's going to get a tiny bit more slippery later as the dew comes down, but no wind and the ground in perfect condition. No rain since last Thursday night. The ball back towards the attacking zone for Doncaster East. The umpire coming in, and he's going to award a free kick to Marcellin. That's O'Donnell with the ball, passing it over to his teammate. Woeful kick, and Carroll underneath couldn't take the mark. We'll get the free kick instead. So it is Michael Carroll with the ball. Nice kick, got plenty to kick to up there. A nudge. And we'll have a free kick going to, it looks like the captain of, no, it's Ondaatje, Simon Ondaatje, who a big torpedo punt back towards the centre of the ground. No one able to get there. Ball tapped down. It's O'Donnell with the ball on the left foot. None there to speak of virtually. Finally, it's Doncaster East breaking through. Ball on the ground, that's Lupus underneath the pack, and there'll be a ball up.
Ball up almost in the centre of the ground. Big pack of players around. The bounce favours Satori, but coming over the top and getting the big punch forward, we saw the big fellow in Stambolis out wide towards a half-forward flank, and it's well defended down there for Marcellin. Marcellin having no trouble in all getting the ball out of the danger zone, and the kick down there by Carafa, well taken in by the opposition in Stambolis. Stambolis putting the ball back towards a half-forward flank. No free kick played. I thought that the player was tackled by the leg, and that's exactly the way the umpire has seen it now. So we'll find Wayne Ledgerwood to take the free kick. Ledgerwood from half forward favours the drop punt. No mark taken. It's stumped down to ground. Great effort down there by Lupus to dive in and try and win possession. Does gain possession, forces the ball forward. Big pack of players forming. It's tapped out again, kicked off the ground and by Cosmos, and eventually picked up quickly. A big cricket goal by Del Chios. No goal on the board, but scores now see Marcellin College 1-1-7 with Doncaster each their first score on the board. A rush point by the big ruckman Del Chios. Put back into play. Again, no mark taken. First of the ball is Jeff McMurray. A long hand pass over the top. Taken and put up high by Gabrielson. Punched away by Smith of Marcellin College. And eventually the defence of Marcellin too strong. Gets it up towards centre wing. On the centre wing we find it taken away down there and driven over the half forward line. The big fellow McGregor was first on the scene. A free kick being penalised, and the player, well, on the mark there at the moment. No, he's moved away from the mark. I was talking about young Silvani, and it looked like number 5.
That's a famous
good mark by Antonellis. It is a famous name, isn't it?
I think Stephen Silvani might be Serge's son. He's got the same initials, and they look very similar.
Free kick should go the way there of Marcellin College, and that's exactly the way that the umpire does see it. And to take the kick for Marcellin, we find their centre half back in McGrath. McGrath out wide to centre wing. Over the top, too high there for McMurray. He follows on again. McMurray being chased by Meehan. Meehan apparently pretty quick, they tell me, Steve.
Yeah, he's something of a speedster. I had a chat to Peter McKenna, who was teaching at Marcellin. He's got a year's leave of absence to do further studies, and he said a number of these boys are going to make the league grade, he feels.
McGrath puts it back to the centre. The mark missed by Gross, but he was able to follow on, drive the ball down towards the half-forward flank. Missed by Silvani, and again missed by Doncaster's player, who McMurray it looked like, who tapped it up to, wasn't McMurray. We found it was Senior who tapped it up to McGregor. McGregor's kick comes up towards the forward area, and Rod Field gets a quick hand pass across. It swooped on by Legovic, and again we find the defence too strong. No, it's called play on as Lupus comes out with the left foot kick towards goal, and it goes across the face of goal, bounces. It's still being kept in play. A free kick back behind play though, and it's gone the way of Marcellin College, so no score. That's why the ball was into the area with nobody trying to pick it up.
Righto, Marcellin back into attack now.
Looks like McGrath again.
Back towards the centre of the ground. No one really able to do much there. Be a free kick, will it? Indeed it will, going to Marcellin. Kick, a wobbly old kick. No one really able to mark it. Marcellin players in front here, and it's Dimartina, their captain, who finally gets the ball away, clears it down, and it's Senior in the chase, who's the ball's taken away by Rod Field. Field puts it wide. No one there. Ball dropped. Finally tapped on, and Gabrielson down on the ground with a mass of players on top of him. The umpire will come in and bounce the ball on the half-forward flank. We've been playing nearly 9 minutes in this first term of the Herald Shield. Marcellin College 1-1, Doncaster East 1 behind. Ball cleared by Carafa of Marcellin, or a throw there I'd say, out to Stewart. Stewart on the right foot back towards the centre wing. Ball tapped cleverly down but taken by Marcellin, and out wide Silvani in front. Stephen Silvani tapping the ball on and tries to keep it in play, in fact does so very cleverly, and the ball up forward, and we've got a mark taken by Rob McGregor, the captain of the Doncaster East side. McGregor, twin back pocket, he'll be on the half-back flank now.
Oh, a decent 15 metres.
Very decent. Half of them couldn't kick that far. Big kick towards the centre of the ground. Hunt unable to take the ball, tapped out. Finally Marcellin player gets it out to a teammate. Tackled well. Will there be a free kick? In the back. We'll go to a rather sturdy-looking defender in Dino Staffieri, who puts the ball up. Oh, players everywhere here, and we'll have another bounce. Those, without wishing to seem critical of Marcellin, those jumpers make it very difficult to pick up some of the numbers with the blue strip through.
Yes, I do agree on that. There's
Finally, it's Field.
Giving the hand pass across. Picked up by Ledgerwood. His kick high in the air. No mark taken. It's stumped back again. Fields beaten to the ball by Staffieri. Staffieri runs into trouble. Well tackled by Legovic. And so the free kick goes against the little fellow there. And we'll find to take the free kick Aldo Legovic from the half-back flank. Directs play towards the centre of the ground. No mark taken. Antonellis gets a quick hand pass across to Hunt. Hunt now. Quick to get boot to ball. Goes up towards the half-forward line. Carafa couldn't get to it. Picked up by Gabrielson. Gabrielson's kick goes right through the centre and so scores a level with 1-1 apiece. Gabrielson, of course, making the scores level with his first goal. John Gabrielson. And
that was a very good kick, really. He was a long way out. He had to rely on the bounce.
I do imagine that he's a right foot kick, and yet he was able to control that left foot in the right direction, got the favourable bounce, and it was a well-deserved goal.
Good performances by Doncaster East so far. They're up against a school which is very highly rated in the schoolboys competition in Victoria.
By Peter McKenna.
Well, no, not only them, but Marcellin and Assumption have been among the top Catholic colleges for many years, and Doncaster East doing very well and showing plenty of endeavour and initiative here tonight.
Free kick going the way there of Marcellin College, and we find Paul O'Donnell. Poor, smothered, picked up and forced forward by Lupus. Almost a good piece of shepherding there by Ledgerwood. He was then tackled when not in possession, thrown back towards Di Battista. Di Battista's kick out wide towards the half-forward flank, racing after it and just kicking the ball off the ground. Did it go over the bounce on the full? No, it didn't, as it was again their goal kicker in John Gabrielson, who forced it over the boundary line. So the throwing to take place, half-forward flank for Doncaster East. Satori there, got the big tap, put it almost up towards centre wing. Strong play, and Field, who's been a busy player so far, puts it towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Thumped back there by the big fellow at centre half back in McGrath. Pushed forward again. Ooh. Courageous play. Tap forward. Knocked out of O'Donnell's hands. Cosmos gets it out towards the fellow in McMurray. And pushing them back could be paid to Antonellis. And so Arthur Antonellis, who's been a busy player so far.
It's been very impressive.
So Antonellis from centre half forward.
I think he can just about kick this, Bob. The wind, if there is any, a very slight breeze favouring the scoreboard end. Antonellis only maybe 30 metres out, 35 metres out. Comes in, favour the drop punt. The kick, no worries with distance. Accuracy, no worries there too. Second goal to Doncaster East. They move to 2-1-13. They've opened up a 1-goal break over Marcellin College. 1-1-7, 12 minutes 50 seconds into this first quarter.
And that's Arthur Antonellis on camera, and he was selected in the centre. I do believe the amount of ground that he's been covering, he's probably playing in the centre, and has been a most impressive player. So, from the centre position, the big fella Del Kios, beaten for it by Satori, tapped on for Marcellin. Ondanchi was coming in with the blonde hair. No free kick, picked up and running straight into trouble, getting out of the, we saw Risotto. Ondanchi got the ball wide again, forcing it forward is the little fellow in Staffieri. His kick up towards the forward area, a quick hand pass comes back, a hand pass across now, and we find Paul Boemo coming down to have the shot at goal. He's offline. Boemo, after taking the hand pass from Brendan Murray, puts it through for 1 point.
Certainly everything went Marcellin's way that time. Every fumble seemed to land in their arms, and Boemo coming in and couldn't quite steady in time. We'll see the kick-off being taken by Simon Ondachi. I think he'll probably favour this grandstand side, which he does. A beautiful torpedo. Straight up in the air, looking for Arthur Antonellis, who might well have been paid that mark. Finally, it's cleared, and here comes the chance now for Fabian Risotto, and he might get a free kick paid further downfield.
Can't be downfield. It's got to come back and give him either the choice of the point or having another kick. And one thing that Ondanchi might learn from there is that you never run away from the mark close to goals, because that could have enabled the player to come 5 or 6 metres closer to goal if the umpire hadn't been right on the job, as he was on this occasion.
Well, we've got Fabian Risotto. He's about 25 metres out. The angle, about 45 degrees, maybe 30 degrees. His kick coming round, not in time. 1 point. Marcellin 1-2 and 1-3 now. 1-3-9. Doncaster 2-1-13. 15 minutes into this first quarter, and we see the long kick by Ondanchi again, looking for his ruckman, but it's Satori who takes the mark over the top of Delkios. I think Delkios thought he'd taken the mark. Satori's kick, wobbly torpedo, and I think someone took their eyes off it down there. The ball's on the ground, and we'll have a ball up. We're about 20 metres out from goal. Big chance here for Marcellin, Bob, to hit the front again.
Yes, Steve, if they can gain possession from this bounce. McGregor up high, couldn't quite get a clear tap. A quick hand pass out, and it will look like Silvani. A wild play by McLaughlin, picked up by Gross, and then it's eventually driven out of the danger area by McGregor. McGregor's awkward bounces favours Field, who taps it on. He goes on after it again, but he's beaten to it by Boemo. Boemo's hand pass over the top to Stewart. Stewart steadies and down towards half forward, but it's offline, and it's taken by Senior, who foolishly played on, but he's able to get boot to ball, puts it out wide. No mark taken. And eventually the diving player was Stambolis, puts the ball up, and it's eventually forced over the line. A throw-in to take place on the half-forward flank for Marcellin. The clock ticking away towards the 16.5-minute mark of the first term of the Herald Shield. Number 14, Satori. Number 19, Delkios. The Satori got the ball down. Legovic was first on the scene, and his kick was smothered. We find Risotto by driving the ball towards centre half forward. 1 against 4, against 3 here, and the free kick is going to the 1. So it's very, very fortunate on that occasion. I couldn't quite see how that came about, Steve.
I think he was very lucky indeed. I think his numbers came up. Ondanchi it is who clears on the left foot, kicks high, and got a good mark taken down here by Arthur Antonellis, who's playing in the centre, playing a very good game. Dummies, but does indeed give the hand pass. He cops a shocker back in return from his teammate Craig Conley. We'll have a free kick, and it will indeed go to Arthur Antonellis. Been an impressive little performer in this opening quarter. Antonellis right on the wing position. Kicks it right down towards the half-forward flank. Not a bad kick. Marcellin player unable to take the mark, well shepherded behind. Bounces due, just beginning to come down on this big VFL park, and his kick an absolute shocker.
It was smothered off the boot, Steve, so it wasn't quite Carafa's fault.
Here comes Carafa now, good play, over to Carroll. Carroll's kick, fortunate but not quite long enough, finally cleared, and it's Senior who kicks the ball high back towards Hunt. Number 4, 19, Delkios, and now we see number 19, it looks like me in the speedster. There's Dimartina, the captain of Marcellin, picking the ball up, kicks it high, trying to centre it, and Silvani it is who gets the ball. Stephen Silvani, round on his right foot, right and towards goal. Great kick, hits the post. Marcellin 1-4-10, Doncaster 2-1-13. Doncaster lead by 3 points, a minute to go in this first quarter.
So it's on Danchi to put the ball back into play, or Ondanchi, I should say. Delkios up high, but well before acceptances, could easily have given away a free kick. Hasn't been paid. The hand pass missed down there by the player in Stambolis. Fortunately for the umpire has decided to bounce the ball. Dimartina in a bit of trouble down there, not on camera at the moment. Right now we have the bounce, the high bounce. Tapped back by Delkios, all forced on again there by McLaughlin. The player diving over the top of the ball and getting away with a free kick is John Adams. So it's Adams of Marcellin College. The left foot kick up towards the forward pocket. He's way offline. Neaters is the player first to the scene. Didn't gather it in cleanly the first time, but has plenty of time to steady. Drive the left foot kick back towards centre half forward. Delkios was on the scene, but the reason he left it was the free kick has gone against Paul Boemo, and Antonellis puts it up. A shocking kick by Antonellis. He might be fortunate enough to get away with it. He does, and we find the hand pass coming from McLaughlin, picked up and given across to Gross. Gross drives it straight down the ground and towards the forward area, and a mark has been taken. A good mark taken down there by Dimatina. It could easily have been a free kick anyway, but matters not. Either way, Dimatina has the kick from only 8 metres out directly in front. So the opportunity of putting a score on the board, it'll be the last score for the quarter, and Marcellin College, if that's the case, will go into the quarter time break as it is with a 3-point margin. It's 2-4-16 to Marcellin College, with Doncaster East 2-1-13 the quarter time scores, because they will not have time to put another on the board. Only 2 seconds left to play in the first term of the Herald Shield. There's the siren to signify that Marcellin College go to the quarter time break with a 3-point margin.
Tonight at 6:30, the Big League squad with all the action as the Roos trying to make mincemeat out of the pies. The Hawks and the Tigers fight it out the top rung on the ladder. The Roys attempt to blitz the Bombers for their first win of the season. And the clash between the two improvers in the field, the Saints and the Bulldogs. VFL football action from 7's Big League tonight, 6:30.
You can feel it building. The excitement of a new footy season, new battles, new stars, and new sets of Ardmona Big League cards. This year, there's 18 of your favourite club stars in action, with biographies on the back. For each set, just send 3 Ardmona labels and 2 stamps. Look for the application form in the Sun, or grab one from your local supermarkets. The new Ardmona Club cards. Get yours before the next siren blows.
Handy little player too. And talk of the devil, there's the player that Stephen was talking about, Michael Dimatina, who has 1 goal on the board. He's also captain of Marcellin College. Nice looking kick from Dimatina, won't quite make the distance. Up high, and eventually we find the ball touched right on the line. And great play there by Ondanchi. It looked as though Fabian Risotto was going to put the ball through for full points, but it was 1 point to Marcellin College. Ondachi goes straight up to the centre of the ground. McGregor was up high, couldn't take the mark. Forced forward, lacing over it was Meehan, couldn't pick it up. McLaughlin gets a hand pass across to Dimatina again, and Dimatina this time might just be touched on the line. No, it's full points. Second goal to Michael Dimatina to take Marcellin College to 3 goals, 5-23, with Doncaster each 2-1-13. And a very surprising move. I can only assume that the player is injured. Probably the best man on the ground in the first quarter was the centre man for Doncaster each, and I'm speaking of Arthur Antonellis, and Antonellis at the present moment is on the interchange bench.
Yeah, that is surprising, Bob. The other injury obviously is Dimatina, who we saw go down late in that first quarter, and he's been down in the forward pocket, and it's been very damaging so far. Finally, it's Del Chaos who taps the ball out, intercepted by Marcellin. Clever play, can't really get the handball away. The ball on the ground will have a bounce. We've only been playing 2 minutes into the second quarter, and Marcellin have increased their lead to 10 points. Ball down. Finally, it's another free kick. Go Doncaster East's way. Ball kicked high out towards the flank. No one really able to get there in time. Ball evading the Doncaster East forwards. Finally picked up by Meehan. Meehan's kick smothered well by number 15 Gabrielson. Ball tapped out. It's O'Hare who's flattened. He went right down. And
the player who flattened him has been flattened.
O'Hare's kick.
Legovic doing everything right there, but he did tackle too high. The loose ball now comes out onto the centre wing. It's driven high towards half forward flank. No mark taken by Gabrielson. Picked up by Di Battista. Well smothered down there by O'Donnell. And so we'll find a boundary throw-in to take place right in the forward pocket there for his team and Doncaster East.
Arthur Antonellis is back on the ground. It's one of the quickest interchanges we've ever seen out here. Let's hope he can put some more action back into the game, because he was playing very well indeed.
Satori taps the ball through the legs, Antonellis. Wasn't Antonellis, he is there now. Antonellis drives the ball straight up towards the forward area. No mark taken by Cosmos and forced forward by Smith. Smith drives the ball out of the danger zone, and it's all Marcellin as we find the ball taken out there by Carroll. He's being spoken to by Caffera and being told that he's completely clear. Well played, young Caffera, although eventually Carroll just took a little bit too long and was able to allow the side to smother it, but Carroll going after it again, forced it over the boundary line. It was worth 3 kicks, the distance they covered, but great play by Carafa because he ran with Carroll all the way up the ground, letting him know exactly what was going on.
Throw in right on the wing, outer side of the ground. Back and favours Doncaster East through Wayne Lidgerwood, and will have a free kick. And the ball being thrown back by Tony Dimitriadis. Back towards the centre of the ground, looking for Arthur Antonellis. Obviously the key player in this side tonight for Doncaster East. His kick a very high one. No one really able to take the high flyer. We see Di Battista throwing his weight around, finally punched out by McGrath. We'll have
There's
a ball
bit
up.
of weight there in Di Battista too, isn't there?
Just going to say that. I'm glad he's not coming to our place and challenging me. Ball going down, right on centre half forward position. Del Chaos who gets the punch. Been doing quite well in the ruck. Finally, it's O'Donnell who gets the ball out, manages the bounce well, kicks it wide, looking for Silvani. Silvani gets around nicely. The pass is a good one. Dropped, however, by Adams. Intercepted by Doncaster East. Back towards the centre of the ground. A wonky old kick. And Del Chaos couldn't take the ball. Finally passed on. Back down towards the centre half forward position. Another interception from Marcellin. This time it's Carafa again. His kick high. Down towards his centre half forward. And the ball cleared by Doncaster East once again, back into the centre square. Di Battista's in there again. See if he can do some damage. He can't. It's finally O'Donnell, by the look of it, who clears the ball. This time it's Risotto, Fabian Risotto. Can't pick it up. Oh my gosh. Nitas is having all sorts of trouble. Finally a teammate it is who gets rid of it. And Arthur Antonellis takes about his 4th mark. Playing very well indeed. Let's have a look at the kick. Beautiful torpedo. Absolutely magnificent kick, and here's a good chance for Doncaster East to do something about it. Very slippery out there, the conditions, and good tackle. Finally it's Carafa again with the ball. Been very dominant in these opening few minutes. Long hand pass, very courageous too, over to McGrath. McGrath's long pass finds a teammate, and Marcellin well back into attack. Good mark taken down there by number 13, Colin McLaughlin. The ball on, and it's Gross with the ball on the left foot, kicks it high back towards the full forward position. Team of Marcellin players there. In the end, it's number 3, Dino Staffieri, and Staffieri has put it right through for his 2nd goal, and Marcellin moved just that little further ahead there. 4-5-29 Doncaster, 2-1-13.
Yes, Doncaster is doing quite well around the ground, but unfortunately, once they get the ball over that half-forward line, they're breaking down. They get within range of goal. They just quite haven't got the cleverness down there to finish it off. The players seem to be a bit out of position. I know when Gabrielson picked the ball up, he had nobody to give him any assistance whatsoever. He was absolutely swamped by Marcellin defenders. From the bounce, Sartori and Del Chaos. Del Chaos puts the ball on again, tap wide, and chasing after it is Dimitriadis. He kicks the ball off the ground, could nearly give a free kick away to Carroll, but it's picked up by Boimo. Boimo's kick up towards the half-forward line where we see Silvani racing after it. Silvani from very close to the boundary line, dummies one way, then goes back and puts a long kick down to the forward area, racing across and missing a sitter. We saw Connolly. Connolly has the chance of recovering, but first to the ball is Staffieri, and couldn't win possession of the ball. He goes in to support his teammate. The umpire signifies that he'll give it to me. I'll come in and bounce it and clear it that way. The bounce about 20 metres out from the Marcellin goal. Tapped down by Legovic, put on by McGregor. McGregor a quick hand pass, went past Lupus. McGregor came on again and passed to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood back to Lupus. Lupus tapped it forward. It was then tripped, and so Lupus will take the free kick.
Lucky Lupus.
So Lupus from half-back flank. And a great deal of movement for Lupus to kick to, so he goes out wide towards Antonellis. Over the back, Antonellis was given support down there by McMurray, but they were both beaten. Antonellis comes back onto the scene again. He tackles, the hand pass went over the head of McLaughlin. Diving in after is Stafiri, and Stafiri gets the free kick. So it's Dino Stafiri gets the lead, and a lovely pass hits his teammate straight on the chest, and so we'll find Brendan Murray with the kick from centre half forward. He's about 40 metres out from goal, directly in front.
I think this one might test him, Bob. The distance might be just that little tiny bit too far tonight. We'll soon see he's coming in. Good chance to kick Marcellin College's 5th goal. Kick, very nice looking kick. Distance may have been just short, and just short it was. And Marcellin 4-6-30. They've opened up a 17-point lead over Doncaster East, 2-1-13, halfway through this second quarter.
And I might mention, Stephen, that at the present moment in league football, there are quite a few youngsters who in the last couple of years have played out here in the Herald Shield, and one of them last week actually kicked the winning goal, the goal that sealed the game for Footscray, and Gary Walpole. He played in last year's grand final team with Chisholm College. So too did Stephen McPherson, who got dropped from Footscray's side last week but did play the first couple of games. So there's a great opportunity for some of these youngsters, and looking at those two ruckmen down there reminds me that a couple of weeks ago in the Essendon 3rd 18 team we saw the Aquinas College ruckman of this year in young Misso.
I remember him.
And he was also the first ruck for Essendon thirds and did play quite well out here the other week.
Got the ball back in the centre of the ground, and free kick going to Marcellin. Will be taken by Gross. Looks for the hand pass, and it's O'Donnell. O'Donnell round, having a little bit of trouble trying to make up his mind there. Finally over to Boemo. Boemo's kick back towards centre half forward. He's looking for a forward. He's found one.
Nice
and
mark.
He's found Murray, who had that shot for goal just a moment ago. His hand pass over to Carroll. Carroll's kick keeps it nice and low. It's offline and through for yet another point. Marcellin's 7th point. They've kicked 4-7-31. They lead Doncaster East 2-1-13 by exactly 3 goals. But we haven't seen quite the endeavour this quarter from Doncaster East. They can't quite make the inroads they did in that first quarter.
Well, at this stage, Steve, once again we see McLaughlin take it and play on, get the hand pass back to Carroll again, the chance of making amends, and that's exactly what he does. This time there's no risk from Carroll. He puts it right through the centre, so Michael Carroll takes the scoreboard to 5 goals 7-37 with Doncaster East on 2-1-13, and in this term we have witnessed Marcellin College go from 2 goals 4, so they've kicked 3 goals 3, and Doncaster East yet to put a score on the board. The clock's ticking away towards 11.5 minutes of the second term in the Herald Shield, and it's been a great term by Marcellin College. They've had complete control of the game right throughout.
Well, Delkeus going up again. It's Satori who beats him for the tap that time. Delkeus has played very well. So too has number 11, Arthur Antonellis. But really, Bob, they've struggled for support.
They have, Steve.
Getting the ball out of the centre. The tap
they
down
lack
again.
that little bit of skill that Marcellin do have, and all I can assume is that, as it often has been the case in the Herald Shield competition, the boys at the Catholic colleges have a lot more emphasis placed on the skills and the teamwork and such than we find with some of the high schools and technical schools. Marcellin again going forward. Murray trying to take the mark, couldn't do so, but it doesn't matter because a free kick has gone the way of Murray, and Brendan Murray, who has kicked 1 point, was touched just right on the line. Murray has the opportunity this time of making it a goal because he's 15 metres closer. Still no angle of note. Off the side of the boot though, and through for only 1 point. So Brendan Murray having his 2nd point of the quarter go on the board. And Neatis with the big left foot kick. It's a lovely kick. Over the half back line. No mark taken. A quick hand pass by Oemo, and intercepted by Lupus. Lupus goes to the open spaces down there where he's looking for and finding Dion Hunt. Hunt was held with not in possession of the ball, and the free kick going against O'Donnell. So from centre wing, Hunt thought about playing on and then was forced to put a high kick down towards the half forward line. The big pack of players up, no mark taken. Still no mark. It'll be a free kick to the way of Rocho, and Rocho of Doncaster East. Poor kick. Straight into the arms of the opposition. Carafa takes it, gives a hand pass across to Smith. He has time to steady and drives a long kick from the half-back line up towards centre wing. No mark taken. Antonella's at the back and has time to have the touch on the ball around a couple of times, and a little bit too long, was tackled but got the hand pass into Lupus. Lupus puts the ball over the shoulder. No mark taken, as we saw Gabrielson and Field come across the front against the player because he didn't try and tap the ball out. McGrath comes out with it, plays on straight away, drives a long kick in towards the centre. No mark to McLaughlin. McGregor taps the ball on in fine style. Good thinking by McGregor on that occasion. His teammate came in, took his eye off the ball. That was Gabrielson, and so it's taken away by Risotto. Risotto's kick up towards the half-forward line. Leading in the ball is Murray. Race to the ball was Murray. Got the hand pass over the top. Back to Risotto. He couldn't quite get clear, and it's picked up down there by Dimitriadis. He had got the hand pass over the top, went after it again, took it on, and gave it across to now to Antonellis. Antonellis from the centre of the ground. A beautiful kick over the centre half-forward position. Cosmos in the front position. Couldn't take the mark. The kick going forward from Ledgerwood down towards the forward area. It won't be a score as it's tapped over the boundary line by Carafa, and so we'll find a throw-in to take place in the forward pocket for Doncaster East. So if they can gain possession here, Steve, a chance of their first score for the quarter.
Very dangerous piece of play that, with three of your opposition chasing you, three forwards. Ball coming back in. Over the back, here's a chance now. Oh, maybe a high tackle, indeed it is. And it'll be Lupus who'll take the free kick. And he's only maybe 25 metres out. Angle negligible. And Doncaster have a chance to put their third goal on the board and get back into this race. Lucky Lupus. And he wasn't too unhappy about getting that one. Kick a good one, straight through the middle. Doncaster East moved to 3-1-19, and they trail Marcellin 5-8-38, exactly half their score.
I'm very happy. Lucky Lupus. It'll be a centre bounce. To compete at centre bounce, we'll find Del Kios in the white boots and Satori. I don't think either ruckman have been off the ball, Steve.
Well, they haven't done it. They haven't done a lot around the ground, have they? They've done a lot of tapping, but they haven't really taken any telling marks.
On the bounce, Del Kios. Satori wins a tap. It goes straight to the opposition. No clear tap. In fact, Legovic had no chance of getting the ball clear because of the way he was tackled, and the umpire will bounce it again, almost in the centre. Satori taps it over the back, the wrong way on that occasion. It was missed down there by Dimitriadis. The kick eventually put up towards the centre wing, and we find Meehan taking the mark after getting that kick from Dimartina. Meehan towards centre half forward. Ondanchi will take the free kick. He got the front position well, got pushed in the back, and although McGregor has come out with it, he'll now take the ball back. Ondanchi drives it towards centre wing, tapped up in the air. Stafari, and the left foot kick up towards the half forward line, using his body well and almost taking the mark down there was Silvani. Ondanchi showed a lot of courage, eventually got the ball out to Connolly. Craig Connolly's kick in towards the centre of the ground, and Ledgerwood takes the mark. Ledgerwood coming zigzagging the zigzag way home, and the mark missed by Antonellis. He's supported by Field. Field now towards the centre half forward position, but in the way the defence of Marcellin College, and the half-back flanker down there in O'Donnell drives the ball up towards the centre wing, picked up by O'Hare. O'Hare now still on the half-back line almost. The kick off the side of the boot, off cross towards centre half forward, back up by O'Donnell again. A long hand pass over the top to Boemo. Boemo will give another hand pass towards Carroll. Carroll now from centre wing puts the long kick into it, drives it right down towards the forward area. Free kick after the ball has been delivered up the ground, not against the players on the screen now. It's a kick upfield, and so we'll find it taken down there, and I'm not quite certain who that is. It looks like Murray. Murray it is.
Distance not a problem, Bob. He's going for the pass, and there's his captain. He get a game next week, and that's Michael Dimartina, who's already kicked two, had a bit of trouble, leg problem. We didn't know whether it was a cramp or an injury in the first quarter. Michael Dimartina, he's about 35 metres out, kick two, make that three, and Marcellin College now have kicked 6 goals, 8-44. They lead Doncaster 3-1-19, and they're doing it pretty well.
Yes, they've got a little bit too much skill, particularly across that half-back line there. And it's not so much skill as endeavour and the way he's attacking the ball in O'Donnell. McGrath's a good player at centre half-back, and then they've got a very good centre line. They're winning across the centre now that Boemo has come onto the scene, and the fellow out on the wing in Carroll, it looks like, doing a fine job, always making position and enabling to give the hand pass to him. A great mark there by Ondaatje, and he has been shifted out from full back to centre half back, and the way he goes about it, I think it's a good move, Steve.
Yeah, I do too, and I see Marcellin, Dimatina must have recovered sufficiently. He's back on the ball or in the centre, and the ball intercepted cleverly by Boemo, and here go Marcellin into attack once again. Ondaatje down there and takes another very nice mark. Plays on straight away. Over to his captain in McGregor. McGregor's kick a really high one. Pack of high flyers there. No one really able to take the ball. It's on the ground again. Cleared by Dimatina. Dimatina's kick off the side of the boot. Evades just about everyone. Finally, it's picked up by O'Hare. O'Hare's hand pass finds a teammate in O'Donnell, who Bob was talking about before, been playing quite well. And back to Ondaatje, and that move has been a mastermind from Jeff Goading and Elf Caprioli, the coaches of Doncaster East. They've moved their best defender out, and he's certainly made a difference. Ball down, bouncing, be very slippery at this stage. The umpire coming in, and we'll have a bounce. Bob, I suppose some of these teams would train 2 nights a week, some of the others 3 and 4 nights. It'd make a lot of difference.
Yes, it's very hard to say. In fact, I would say up to this stage of the season, some of the teams wouldn't have been training 2 nights a week. But right now it's Meehan of Marcellin College, goes for the pass, a beautiful pass, and goes straight onto the chest there of Risotto. He couldn't take the mark. It's picked up by Connolly, a wild hand pass. He was looking for McGregor, but couldn't find him. Murray's after it, can't pick it up before the siren goes. So they're at half-time in the Herald Shield. We see Marcellin College 6-8-44 with Doncaster East 3-1-19.
Monday night on That's Incredible, a woman under hypnosis will reveal a close encounter with a UFO. A new and dangerous winter sport. You've heard of ski jumps, now car jumps. A man who can read a novel in 7 minutes. Every gambler's dream. Can this man break the bank? Have you ever seen a belly dancer do this? That's Incredible, Monday night at 7:30.
Who'll be the man from Snowy River? Who'll be able to conquer this rough country? It's an exciting but hazardous journey, with the prized colt as your reward. The Man from Snowy River, a great Australian game. There's also the soft toy colt and other figures from the movie, plus a great range of dinkum Aussie toys. And they're all from Krona Toys.
By 25 points. Doncaster in the gold, Marcellin in the maroon. And it's Delkias, number 19, losing the taps to Sartori that time. And Bob, Marcellin took control of the game in the second quarter. It's up to Doncaster now. There's no wind. They've just got to regain that endeavour.
Yes, 4-4 to nothing, to 1 goal straight, I should say, when we saw Lupus kick that goal. Right now, we'll find Marcellin College from centre half forward. So from centre half forward, and a long kick right into the goal square, off the hands of the pack. Defensive play out wide towards that, picked by Dimitriadis, picked up by Stafferi, the long hand pass.
Oh, good tackle. Was it a bit high?
I didn't think so, because I felt the player ducked into that, and so although Gross comes out with the ball, I personally would have either balled it up or called it play on, because the player did duck his head into the tackle.
Antonellis came in very well, really. Came in from the side. But Gross with the ball. Marcellin have kicked 6-8. Gross is only 20 metres out. His kick, ooh, fading away. And 1 point, very bad miss, 6-9-45. Marcellin leading Doncaster East 3-1-19. We've been playing a minute and a half in this third quarter of the Herald Shield for 1982. The kick round to the grandstand side, looking for Ondaatje, who came out from full back to centre half back and played well in the second quarter. He's the tall blonde fellow. Hand pass from Carroll over the top. Finally it's Silvani who breaks through on the left. His kick, and we might find a free kick. Yes, a free kick back downfield.
It shouldn't be. It should be up the ground.
And
oh no, it might have, it's gone against Marcellin, I think.
It's a bit of a strange decision. I think it's going to Stephen Silvani, son of former Carlton great Sergio Silvani. He's about 25 metres out. The kick right through the middle. And that's now 7-9-51 Marcellin. Silvani's first goal, Doncaster 3-1-19.
Yes, I'm a little surprised by that one, Steve. Not that I'm saying there wasn't a free kick there, but it was certainly after the player put the ball down the ground, that being Sergio Silvani's son, in Stephen Silvani. And normally the free kick after a player is fended against after it's been disposed of is where the ball lands, and it landed 5 metres out from the goals, but that's the way the umpire saw it. It matters not, because Silvani kicked the goal, and from where the free kick would have been, it most certainly would have been a goal anyway.
Ball out of the centre, a Doncaster East player in possession. Scramble there, the umpire will come in and get things underway again. Ruckman, Delkias number 19, and number 14 is Sartori. They've had a pretty good duel too. Doncaster East mark there. No, it's play on. And here's a chance now, and it's Gabrielson. His long hand pass. He's got plenty of players down there. Good pass, and it's a nice Legovic, it is. And that's right through. The umpire looking for the field umpire. There's the goal. It's Doncaster's fourth. They're 4-1-25. They've still got a lot of work to do. They're only half Marcellin's score. In fact, 26 points down.
Nonetheless, Stephen, that piece of play was close to the best piece of batch of football that we've had since the game started. There was good teamwork, there was talking, and Gabrielson really put a bit of zip into it when he went there, and once you picked up the ball, and it's a good way, once you've realised that if you pick the ball up, you've got to go absolutely flat out. Delkias got the tap back again. Pack of players forming to push in the back, and we find the free kick going the way of George Stambolis. Stambolis, a lovely kick. The spirally torpedo punt kick towards centre half forward. No mark taken down there by McGregor. It's forced out. The miss kick by McMurray. McMurray tried to get boot to ball, missed it completely. So a ball up will take place, well, a bit closer to the centre than centre half forward, but we'll call it centre half forward. Delkios again got the tap. Antonellis almost trapped the ball. He's well supported by Lupus, who kicks it off the ground and tapped on again by McGregor. First on the scene and tapping it wide out to Antonellis. Antonellis was then held when not in possession. It's exactly the way the umpire sees it. And this could be a vital kick coming in. Antonellis, if he can get onto the ball, might just make the distance.
Been impressed with Arthur Antonellis, and he's kicking. He kicks it like a mule too. He uses his brain. He seems to be very clever with the ball, Bob.
Does he kick it back, does he?
No, he does not. Here he goes, Arthur Antonellis. Let's have a look at the kick. And that's exactly what I meant, an absolutely superb kick. And the Doncaster East fan squad, the cheer squad down there, absolutely ecstatic. They're 5-1-31. They kicked 2 goals since half-time. Marcellin College, 7-9-51, and the margin now 20 points.
Well, Arthur Antonellis kicking his second goal. And, well, there must have been some reason why he was on the interchange bench straight after quarter time, Steve. I'd love to know why.
Came off for a chewy.
He's certainly one of the most effective players on the ground.
As I said, Bob, beautiful kick, and the kicking tonight hasn't been too bad from either side.
No, they've kicked well, as we find the hand pass coming out from McLaughlin. Kicked off the ground by
Ondaatje.
I had trouble with that one. The loose ball picked up by Meehan. A wild hand pass. Dimatina first on the scene. Good piece of play there, as we saw the talking coming from his teammate in Nucatelli. And the kick landing right in the goal square almost. The mark by Silvani, so Stephen Silvani with the opportunity of kicking his second goal for the quarter.
He's not quite as strongly built as his dad, but he seems to walk the same way. His kick right on line, and that's Marcellin's 8th goal, Stephen Silvani's 2nd goal. They're now 8-9-57, a good answering goal.
And not looking like a footballer was the only thing you could say about Serge. From the moment the ball was bounced, he certainly was a footballer.
Does that look familiar?
Moving about Serge's pace now.
You would have played a lot of state games with Serge over the years, wouldn't you?
And I'd have preferred to have him in the state side or in the South Melbourne side. Countless times Serge was on his own. He read the ball beautifully and across that half-back line, a wonderful player. A hard name to live up to is Stephen Silvani, and he's certainly playing well at the moment.
We've got a free kick. It's going to Doncaster East. They had trouble getting past Marcellin's half-back line in the first half. They've managed to do it a couple of times in this third quarter. The ball up, and yes, they've paid the mark, and it's going to that man, Arthur Antonellis, and he's kicked 2 goals. He's been a very effective player in a side that's had plenty of pressure applied on it. Arthur Antonellis should have no trouble with the kick, as we've seen all night. He kicks the ball beautifully. Nice style. Head down over the ball. Goes for the drop punt. And you shouldn't praise a fellow...
Stephen, why can you understand young Antonellis when he put the ball right through the centre with a beautiful torpedo punt kick, then turning around and using the drop punt?
I couldn't work it out. I was slightly flabbergasted because his torpedo punts have been superb. Ball down on the ground. It's O'Hare with the ball for Marcellin. Elects to hand pass over to Smith. Smith fumbles. Kick going back towards the centre of the ground. And fortunately, the Marcellin players showing a little bit more endeavour there. The Doncaster East boys hanging back. Ball along the ground. Here's a chance now. 4 players there from Marcellin. Finally, Risotto with the ball passes it out to Boemo, who's flung to the ground. And the umpire said he made no attempt to get rid of the ball. And so we'll have a kick going to Wayne Lidgerwood of Doncaster East. Lidgerwood looking for Antonellis. Antonellis not able to take the ball, but he manages to knock it on. Ball back towards Gabrielson. Finally, it's Marcellin with the ball. Foot the ball, most unorthodox. Finally on the ground again and cleared out towards Antonellis again. And Arthur Antonellis this time might elect the torpedo. In fact, he's lining up a torpedo. Let's have a look at the kick. Not his best by far. And Bob, I'm still thinking about that torpedo as the ball sails towards the boundary line. When a player's been kicking well all night, why would he switch off what's obviously his best kick?
Well, I do believe that everybody kicks one or the other better than... so you kick that for goal on every occasion. If it's a torpedo punt kick, you kick a torpedo punt all of the time. If it's a drop punt, then it's your best, you kick that.
What did you kick with set shots? Did you have a priority?
What I might term a flat punt. That mightn't have looked the best, but it usually went in a straight line.
Ball out of bounds again, and 25-point margin at the moment, favouring Marcellin College.
From the throw-in, we'll see Sartori against McGregor. McGregor, number 18, in the front position, got the tap down, missed by his teammate, but Field able to recover and come back in, gets a hand pass over the top towards Legovic. Legovic gets it out likewise to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood screwing the ball back. Delkios couldn't take it. It was stumped through by Cosmos up towards the area. It's a kick over the shoulder by Gabrielson, but he can't quite get it on line. It goes over the boundary line on the full, so the resultant free kick will be taken down there by Paul Harvey of Marcellin College.
Golden opportunity missed there, Bob.
That it was, Steve, but Gabrielson was under a fair amount of pressure. Didn't quite know where it was. A poor kick by Harvey. Goes over the boundary line, not on the full, and so we'll find a throwing to take place on the half-forward flank for Doncaster East High. Sartori, number 14. Rocho, number 3. Sartori gets a tap over the back. Boemo diving in there. Gets a wild hand pass towards McGrath. He can't pick it up. Ledgerwood's there. It's tapped on there, and as Lupus dives in after it. And good tackle by Lupus. He goes on after it. Tries to get the hand pass forward, and Boemo nearly copped one right in the stomach, and I can't see why it can be against Lupus there.
There have been a couple of odd decisions. Here's another chance for Doncaster East to get back into attack. Hand pass. Unfortunate. Ball back towards the centre of the ground, and Darchi in there too. And should be a free kick to Marcellin. Will they allow it to play on? Staffieri with the ball. Kicks it high. Oh, bad miss there, really. It was a tough mark to Dimitriadis. Dimitriadis tapping the ball towards the boundary line, and be quite happy, I should think, to see it go out. In fact, it has gone out. And he wasn't too happy.
He wasn't.
He thought he'd managed to keep it in play. The ball in the forward pocket for Marcellin, outer side of the ground. Let's see what happens now. Push in the back. Yes, and it'll go Doncaster East's way. Can't quite pick the number out. It looks like Stambolis. Stambolis' kick wide. Not a particularly good pass on Darchie there. Keeps the ball, traps the ball well. Marcellin back into attack. Or Dimitriadis not tall enough for that one. Ball finally, it's Murray who hand passes over to Nuccatelli, and Nuccatelli has put through his first goal, and that was John Nuccatelli. I hope that's how you say it, John. 9-9-63, lead Doncaster 5-2-32, a 5-goal break. We've been playing 12 minutes and 10 seconds into this third term. And John Nuccatelli looks as though he had quite a large dinner tonight. Big boy.
Speak of Stephen Phillips. On the centre bounce. Once again it'll be Sartori against McGregor. Sartori up high, gets the tap down. Driven forward by Risotto. Risotto's high kick down towards the forward area, and a nice mark taken down there by Dimartina. He plays it quite plays on with a short pass straight across the ground. A bad miss down there, and it's eventually picked up, and Risotto drives it goal. It's a beautiful kick from Risotto. Full points come on the board.
Fabian Risotto, that's his first goal. And Marcellin, 10-9-69, move further ahead of Doncaster, 5-2-32. And Marcellin have kicked 4 goals in the first 13 minutes of this quarter. Doncaster have kicked 2. And looking through the major goal kickers for Marcellin, Dimartina with 3, Staffieri, Dino Staffieri and Stephen Silvani 2 apiece. While for Doncaster East, Arthur Antonellis in the centre has been most effective with 2 of their 5 goals.
That he has, Steve. It's McGregor against Sartori. The bounce favours Sartori, takes it out of the centre. He's well tackled, but gets boot to ball. Overrunning the ball was McMurray. Kicked off the ground by Lupus, out towards the centre wing, and McMurray first on the scene. Taps it forward along with Meehan. Neither player could get possession, but McMurray dives after it. Is tackled too high, and so Jeff McMurray will take the free kick wide on centre wing. A high kick towards half forward. Big pack of players, no mark taken. Taken away there. And Carroll puts the ball forward. Off the hands of the pack again, the big high flyer there for Marcellin. Was Gross, he can't get it clear now. The long hand pass towards McLaughlin. He didn't attempt to tap it on, and so he finds himself with the free kick because he didn't take the ball. Goes for the short pass. A well-directed kick finds Risotto. A long kick from Risotto. And towards Murray and Dimitriadis. Dimitriadis diving in there. Can't get the ball clear. The umpire coming down to say, give it to me. I'll bounce it about 20 metres out from the Marcellin College goal.
Not good teamwork there. Nuccatelli pushing his teammate over instead of getting out of the way. Here's a chance there off the ground by Dimartina. Plucks it and kicks it straight through for 1 point. Marcellin 10-10-70, Doncaster 5-2-32, and if Doncaster are going to win this game, they've got to start putting some goals on the board. Kick out, oh, another nice kick. And a few flyers before acceptances there. Sundachi with the run at the ball. He's ridden to the ground, and he may have dropped the ball, but it was rather a rough one. The man with the ball, Michael Dimartina, who's kicked 3 goals, the skipper of the Marcellin side. His kick, not a good one. Ball going to go, won't go over the boundary line. It's finally picked up by McLaughlin, who's slung to the ground, and it will go over the boundary line right now. 21 in the picture is John Nuccatelli, and he's up against Jim Del Chios. Doncaster East with the ball. Let's see if they can do something with it this time. Back towards centre half forward for Marcellin. Very dangerous. Finally Marcellin with the ball. Back towards goals. And there's the ideal example of a young man who kept his eye on the ball, ignored the defenders running in. And Risotto, Fabian Risotto, who's kicked 1 goal. He's on a very, very tough angle. Distance, absolutely no worry, as you can see. Can he thread it through? He runs around. Back onto his right foot, and it will be 1 point. That's their 11th. 10-11-71, Doncaster 5-2-32.
Fabian Risotto doing the right thing there, but not giving himself quite enough room. When you're going to run around like that, you better to go back that extra 5 metres and give yourself a little bit of room and give yourself time so that they can't run at you and put you off balance a little bit. Nice mark by Antonellis. Playing on, and Arthur Antonellis. It's a lovely kick, right up towards the centre of the ground. No mark, Field's in there, we're trying to tap the ball forward, gets a free kick, and Rod Field has been a busy player for Doncaster East. There's across the ground, a long kick towards centre half forward. He was looking for McGregor. McGregor up high, gets the ball down, and Gabrielson trying to force his way through the pack, got the hand pass in. Sartori came through, kicked off the ground by Gabrielson, and the big fellow Di Battista comes on the scene. Can't gain possession. Connolly gets it forward, tapped back by the defence. It looked like Smith gets it back to Connolly. Connolly's kick high in the air, out there where we find nothing but Marcellin players, and Boemo gets it back towards McLaughlin. A quick hand pass over the top to McGrath. McGrath puts it wide, kicked off the ground by Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood coming in but can't get to the ball. Lupus diving in there. He did well to get that ball out, and he's trying to get the hand pass on towards Hunt. Can't get it clear. It's picked up now by Gross. Gross well tackled but got a hand pass in. No teammate can get it clear. McGrath was there, but it was forced forward, and the umpire said it's time for a bounce because it was a pack just starting to form, and he had not much option there, Steve, but to give it to them.
Ball going down, it's Jim Delkeus who gets the big tap away over to Arthur Antonellis. Ball back high, kick to centre half forward. No one really able to do it. Here comes a chance for Doncaster East. Kicking it long, there's no one at home. The ball will go over the boundary line and out of bounds. And just looking back, it was Gabrielson, and just looking back towards the goals, that full forward for Doncaster East reminds me a bit of John Shuttles. Used to play for South Melbourne. The ball towards the boundary line, right on the line almost, and in fact the Doncaster East boys appealing for a free kick. It'll be a throw-in on the half-forward flank, grandstand side, and here's a good chance. If Doncaster East want to be in this game, they've got to kick goals now. There's only a few minutes left of this third quarter, and the odds stacked against them. Finally the ball out. It's Marcellin with the ball. Picked up by Antonellis. Running shot. Woeful kick. Out of bounds on the full. And at the 19-minute mark, Marcellin College are 39 points in front.
Yes, Antonellis did everything right there, except just get balanced that little bit longer. But it was a good piece of play, just a poor kick, but you can't be critical of him because he's done some magnificent football. Once again, Antonellis, too far out to score on this occasion. Lovely kick from Antonellis. No mark taken. Off the hands of the pack. We'll find O'Hare coming back. O'Hare puts the ball up towards the back pocket. Dimartina's there, and a nice mark by Dimartina. 15-metre penalty, no. Umpire saying that Lupus was entitled to do what he did. Dimartina with a bit of a limp up. A short pass over the top. Finds his teammate in Smith. A hand pass over the top this time to Gross from the half-back flank. Gross towards centre wing. Punched away by Ondanchi. Hand pass over the top this time by McLaughlin. And there's the siren to end the third term of the Herald Shield with the scoreboard reading at three-quarter time. Marcellin College 10-11, 71. Doncaster East 5-2, 32.
You can feel it building. The excitement of a new footy season. New battles, new stars, and new sets of Ardmona Big League cards. This year, there's 18 of your favourite club stars in action, with biographies on the back. For each set, just send 3 Ardmona labels and 2 stamps. Look for the application form in the Sun, or grab one from your local supermarkets. The new Ardmona Club cards. Get yours before the next siren blows.
Rough Rider 4x4s with nothing too tough to climb. Headlights blazing, they're really amazing. They're tough, but they really look fine. Rough Rider 4x4s defying gravity's laws, and the headlights really light the way. Cars, jeeps, and trucks with super wide traction tires and 4-wheel drives will climb any hazards okay. Great Rough Rider 4x4s made for tough Aussie boys. Coming on strong from Krona Toys.
Well, the umpire preparing to bounce the ball to begin this final term of the Herald Shield match between Marcellin College and Doncaster East. There's the siren, and it's a 39-point lead to Marcellin College at this stage. And we're going to see big knock there from Sartori. The ball knocked down. Marcellin in the maroon jumper, kicking to left of screen towards the main scoreboard here at VFL Park. They're straight into attack. Will the bounce beat them? In fact, it does. And here's a chance now as we see Nakatelli swing it back over his shoulder. He kicked one late in that third quarter. That's his second goal, and that could really be a sealer if in fact Marcellin College weren't in the winning position already. There he is, John Nakatelli, getting some advice from the boys, and the scoreboard shows Marcellin 11-11-77, Doncaster East High School 5-2-32.
He'd have received some advice if he hadn't kicked a goal, Steve, because there was a couple of players going past for the hand pass, running towards goal. So John Nakatelli, just as well, it went through.
Ball back down in the centre of the ground. We've only been playing a minute, so it was a good start by Marcellin. And Del Kias, big fellow in the white boots, been playing pretty well for Doncaster East tonight. Hasn't exerted his influence much around the ground. It's Carroll with the ball. Carroll been a busy player out there on the wing, and finds a teammate down there in McLaughlin.
Quite busy too with his handball. He's given some very nice handballs.
Oh, woeful kick.
Maybe that's why.
Over the top. Here comes another opportunity for Marcellin. So, weaving and ducking. Finally the ball over towards the boundary line and out of bounds. Robbie had I suppose he could have looked for someone to pass to. He's doing a Lou Richards impersonation.
So from the throw in, up high was Antonellis. McLaughlin. This time he gets a hand pass out. A kick by Gross. Too high. Ondaatje comes through. Has the bounce. He's played a fine game for his side under a lot of pressure down there tonight. McGrath up high, couldn't take the mark. No, it wasn't McGrath, it was O'Hare. Racing through is Dimitriadis. The left foot kick out wide. It's well taken by Hunt. Hunt handballs forward, goes on after it again. Di Battista came across the front. Hunt still coming in, try to get it. Gets a hand pass up towards Lupus. Tapped away by Smith. Smith and Lupus dive in. Connolly's there for Doncaster East. Taps it wide, looking for Lupus again. Lupus on the scene. The left foot kicks off the side of the boot, out towards the boundary line. Bounces just in front of the line. Goes over it, and a throw-in will take place in the forward pocket for Doncaster East. Doncaster East desperately needing a goal because the scoreboard in the Herald Shield says 77-32. Rocho in the front position, taps it down. Coming across as Caffarel. Had trouble occasionally, Carafa, and he gets the free kick. Plays on. He's been a good player in that back pocket too. Carafa's kick offline. Great effort to mark by Dimartino. He's still got the ball in front of him. Gets a hand pass up. Well played. Risotto gets a hand now out to the teammate Dimartino. Bauimo accepts it, comes away, and then goes for the long kick. It's straight past Carroll, who's in the hands of the trainers down there. And so we find Ondaatje will take the free kick. His tackle was not in possession, and Ondaatje will put the ball out of the danger area. He gives a hand pass, but that was Carroll on the scene. That short kick coming out. Dimartino intercepts. Not a lot of players to kick it to. The mark missed down there by Silvani, but he's able to follow on the left foot kick.
Beautiful.
Straight to his teammate in Stafiri. Stafiri's long kick down towards the forward area. Nicatelli was there. Nicatelli and Cosmas. Cosmas couldn't get on the scene. Comes back after it now. Tap wide, back towards his teammate. Thumped on again. Swooping across the front of the pack, we find McMurray. McMurray screws it over the shoulder. Connolly's there, couldn't handle the ball cleanly the first time. It's Bauimo who gets a hand pass across to O'Donnell, and Paul O'Donnell puts a long kick up towards the forward area. A couple of high flyers, but it was no good being up there. And if you're going to leave the ball for the smaller players to come on the scene, and that's what happened when Legovic came out, gives a hand pass over the top, finds Hunt. Hunt puts a high one back, makes it awkward though, put Legovic under a lot of pressure, and eventually a free kick has gone the way of his teammate, and that being Senior. So Kirk Senior gives a hand pass on to Ondaatje. Ondaatje now from centre wing. A wobbly looking kick. No mark taken. Taken by Hunt. Hunt drives the ball up towards the forward area. Di Battista well behind his opponent. Smith was held when not in possession. And that's exactly the way the umpire sees it. So Smith of Marcellin College, their full-back, will put the ball up from centre half forward. A poor kick straight into Di Battista. And then he's well supported though by O'Hare. O'Hare's kick up towards the centre, and Risotto plays it. Plays on straight away. from centre wing. Risotto now a lovely kick towards centre half forward. Coming across the front of the pack was McLaughlin. Puts a better kick this time up towards the forward pocket. He's offline. It beats both Gabrielson, and there's no sense in Gabrielson doing that because they're the side that's way behind. They've got to catch up. It's no good wasting time when there's no time on.
And the clocks don't stop. Here's an opportunity now. Marcellin right in their attacking zone, about 25 or 30 yards around from the behind post. And Undachi, who gets the tap, will be a free kick. And we'll go to the big blonde defender, who's played a very good game tonight. Came out from full-back to centre-half-back, was equally effective there. He's kicked a very high one, and here's another chance for Doncaster East to come clear. Kick, good one too. Back towards the centre. Marcellin players there having first grab at the ball, but unable to take it. Finally, it's Field there, number 13, and he looks as though he'll take the free kick. For what, I'm not too sure.
Tackle too high, Steve.
Thanks, Bob. Field and gets the 15-metre penalty, which will be very helpful. His kick up there, he's looking for Di Battista. Finally, it's Rochow off the pack. Hard mark this. Oh, good try. And O'Donnell around the boundary line. His kick very high. Hunt underneath it, and it looks as though Dion Hunt has taken the mark. The forward pocket. Let's have a look at his kick. Distance, no worry. Accuracy, a problem. 5-3-33 now, Doncaster High School. Marcellin, 11-11-77. That's a 44-point deficit and 13 and a half minutes to go in this final term.
Smith of Marcellin College putting the ball out wide. A well-placed kick. Took a chance because Dimartina was in the middle of the pack, but plenty of confidence, and Dimartina will take it.
Been nothing wrong with his game tonight.
No, he's done quite well, hasn't he? Kick out wide towards half forward. Oh, great effort to mark by Gross. I think I might have paid the effort in the schoolboys, that is, not in league football, because you have to mark it. But Gross able to get it out to Dimartina. A good piece of roving as he followed on after kicking the ball down. The mark taken by McGrath. He plays on straight away. The long hand pass towards Bawimo. Couldn't handle it cleanly, and he's well backed up by McGrath. He followed his handball on. Again, a good piece of football. Neatus of Doncaster East first on the scene. Gets a long left foot kick up towards Legovic. He takes the mark. Plays on straight away. Strong as can be, but a beautiful tackle by Carroll. Sees the ball taken away from Legovic. Lupus diving in after it. He offended by grabbing hold of his team opponent's foot. And then Staffieri comes on. A lovely hand pass over the top now to Risotto. Risotto straightens up and puts a long kick down towards Nuccatelli. He has to punch the ball away from Cosmos. Cosmos follows it on. The umpire would call a free kick, and then that upset Cosmos a little bit. But he's got the free kick this time for pushing the back. So this time I think George Cosmos will go back and take the kick. And so he may have got a little bit of the cramp. So he gives the hand pass across. The kick on that occasion up towards Antonellis. A great player tonight for his side. Lovely kick, but there's nobody home amongst the forwards because Di Battista, one out against three defenders, and eventually Smith is able to put the ball out to Carroll, who taps the ball on well. Oh, great play, Carroll, and a good strong shepherd by his teammate. Carroll drives the ball up towards centre wing. On this occasion, I think it must have gone against Carroll.
I think for the shepherd, Bob. The umpire had just pulled up play, didn't he? Anyway, it's Doncaster East High School with the ball. Back towards centre wing. Is that a mark over the back of the pack? Not allowed. Finally, it's Marcellin. Get the ball clear. Their handball's been far superior tonight. Opportunity, Doncaster East mark. In fact, it's a good one. It's Field with the ball. Been leg roped there to stop him from playing on.
Field has been one of the better players tonight.
Field back towards the centre of the ground. No one able to take the mark. It's down on the ground, and Stambolis, number 34. Marcellin players in pursuit. Here's the opportunity now. Back to the centre, and Marcellin are away. This has been the pattern of their play. McGrath with the ball. And here's another scoring opportunity coming up, and it looks like big Nuccatelli, John Nuccatelli, who's kicked 2 goals. They're gargantuan down there on the forward line, and Doncaster East boy down with the cramp.
And Gabrielson it is in the hands of the trainer.
Anything but comfortable. John Nuccatelli with the ball. Let's see if he can put up goal number 3. Comes in, his kick hit the post, and Marcellin College 11-12, 78. Lead Doncaster East 5-3-33. We've been playing just over 10 minutes, just past the halfway mark this last quarter.
Dimitriadis puts the ball out wide, but a lovely mark taken out there by the big fellow in Gross. He certainly has a nice leap. He's a very nice player. Risotto, being busy as well. So from centre half forward, Risotto might just struggle to make the distance at this stage of the game. Early in the game, I would imagine he'd make the distance, but at this stage, he might just be a little tired. So Fabian Risotto, a lovely looking kick, doesn't quite make the distance. No mark taken. It's back towards Dimartina. He's held with not in possession. Could easily be a free kick to Dimartina, and that's the way the umpire sees it. A good decision. George Cosmos not realising that you must keep your eye on the ball whether you're tackling or not, and when Dimartina lost possession, Cosmos should not have slung him to the ground. Michael Dimartina, the captain of Marcellin College, with 3 goals to his credit. A chance now of making it 4, and that's exactly what he does. It's right through the centre. 4 goals to Michael Dimartina. It's 12 goals to Marcellin College. 12-12, 84 to Doncaster East High School, 5-3-33.
The 51-point margin has just about been a reflection of their superiority tonight. Marcellin have been almost a 10-goal better side.
And yes, all over the ground there. They've had a far better back line with O'Donnell and McGrath superior across the half-back line. Smith and O'Hare getting anything that went past them, not to mention Carafa in the back pocket. But it's the big fellow now in Del Chios who got the tap wide. Bursting through the pack is Harvey. Harvey's was smothered. He's still in there desperately fighting, but he couldn't get the ball clear, and we'll find a ball up to take place just alongside the centre circle.
Del Chios against Sartori. Del Chios this time. The man with the white boots gets the tap. It's down on the ground. O'Donnell, been a very busy player on the half-back line. Sends it over to the wing, and underneath it, another Marcellin teammate, and this time it's Carroll. Carroll is also busy.
He's read the play of O'Donnell beautifully, but it was a poor hand pass. But that's the good sign of a good player. When you do something wrong, you recover and go after it again. This time he gets it out to Carafa, and so a long kick by Carafa. Up high, a great effort to mark by Silvani. Couldn't do so. Ondaatje gets it across with a fine piece of football towards Antonellis. Antonellis being told by his teammates that he was clear, so steadies and puts a nice pass down to Hunt. Hunt gives the hand pass back to Antonellis again. He breaks past the tackle, was looking for the hand pass, able to give the bounce. It got a bad bounce, but goes after it again, kicks it off the ground. It beats them over the line, so a throw-in will take place.
I think he's dog-tired, Antonellis. He's been running all night. He hasn't stopped running, and his teammates have been looking for him at every opportunity. He hasn't let them down. The ball up. Sartori nudged out there in the ruck by Rochow. And the umpire says we'll have a free kick. It's going Doncaster East's way. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Stambolis with it. Yeah, Stambolis down. Oh, unable to take that mark was Smith. Finally, it's cleared by Marcellin. And a pack of Doncaster East gold jumpers. It's Rochow with the ball. Back there, and a good mark there by Marcellin.
O'Donnell it was. He got the hand pass across to Smith. Smith with the left foot kick up further, and we find it's all Marcellin, as it was missed by Meehan, backed up down there by Stewart. His hand pass back to Meehan, and so Meehan's long kick towards half forward. Nuccatelli in the front position, taps it up to Dimartina, and he shows a touch of class, Dimartina. He's already had 4 goals. A pass missed down there by Murray. Back, and so taking it away is Dimitriadis. Dimitriadis puts it out into no man's land, and it'll be Staffieri who's the first on the scene. The little fella has time to steady, go onto the left foot, runs a little close to his opponent, and then put the long kick into the centre forward position, and it's tapped through for 1 point.
Good play down there by Doncaster East, because having everything thrown at them, and it was good play by the fullback then to tap the ball over. 14 and a half minutes in this final term, and Marcellin have a very handy 52-point lead. High flyers needed, no one there. Finally, that's our man Arthur Antonellis, who was in there again. Doncaster East with the ball there. Can't get it past his half-back line, and won't again this time. And this time it's Bob's mate Carafa who sends it back out to the wing.
He's had a great night.
Yes, indeed. And Harvey with the ball. Harvey's kicked back around to the half-forward line. Doncaster East players should have taken the ball in, muffed the mark, and here they go back into attack. Free kick, and it looks as though it may go to Field. Field back towards the centre of the ground. No one able to take it again. It's Marcellin who play on. Michael Dimartina doing it so easily. No pressure whatsoever. Here comes a little bit of a sprint now. He's kicked 4 goals. No one there. Ball on the ground. Massive players. You see Nitas, and number 1 is Dimitriadis. The umpire bounce the ball, and Bob, another good chance for Marcellin to add to an already impressive total.
If they can take it away now, as we find Nucatelli getting it across to Stafiri. Stafiri going goalward. He's offline. Antonellis was there to touch the ball through, so only 1 point comes on the board from Dino Stafiri. And there it is, 12-14, 86 Marcellin College to Doncaster East High School, 5-3-33. Antonellis this time kicking the ball off. So drives a long kick out, looking for Del Kios, his opponent there in Satori. Satori can't quite handle the ball cleanly, then taps it back in fine style. Missed down there by Legovic. Field swoops on the ball. He's played a fine game. Field up towards the centre of the ground. Gabrielson back on his feet again now. Tapped over the back by Stambolis. Lupus is there for Doncaster East. Can't get clear of the pack, and so we'll find a ball up to take place about 65 metres out from goal. And Dunchi coming through, gets a big tap. It's taken by O'Donnell, who's been a wonderful player from the half-back line. His left foot kick, great play there, and it's taken away by McMurray. It was a good play by his teammate Rockow, who tapped the ball down wide. There's the opportunity now for Doncaster East. Connolly first to the ball. He's able to steady, puts it down towards the forward pocket, looking for the big fellow there in Di Battista, and he doesn't let him down. He takes a nice mark. Di Battista will have to take his time because there's nobody there to kick it to at the moment. He's got to give his forwards time to get down the ground.
He's certainly been starved for opportunities. Geez, it's a big kick, but it won't, may not make the distance. Off the ground, the umpire says yes, and one of those 2 fellows in the goal square.
They both kicked at it.
I think they'll both take credit for it.
Your call, Steve.
That's Doncaster 6-3-39, Marcellin College 12-14, 86, and 47 points the margin, and we've only got 2.5 minutes to play. And who did you give the goal to, Bob?
It looks like Gabrielson to me.
Well, I'm sure one of these fellows will be sitting back on Saturday morning. They'll probably both be sitting back and taking credit for it. Ball back in the centre of the ground.
If it wasn't Gabrielson, we apologise probably to Hunt.
Okay, here goes another chance for Doncaster East to make some amends to this scoreboard. Ball back down, and Marcellin players totally in command across the half-back line all night. Cleared back towards centre wing. Stewart with a hand pass. Over to Risotto. Fabian Risotto with the ball. And no one able to take it. Here comes Undaci. By far their best defender tonight, the blonde-headed Undaci. Tapped off the ground, intercepted by Marcellin. No one to kick it to. Stewart's just kicked it wild and hope the bounce will evade these players. 31 is Legovic. Hand pass out.
He's done well too, Steve.
And here comes Dimitriadis by the look of it. Trying for the pick up. The ball would be quite slippery at this stage. Dimitriadis still battling. Caught one right around the lug hole, and the ball over the boundary line.
Still, it was worth at least 2 kicks, the distance that Dimitriadis took that ball right around the boundary, so he did well for his side.
Okay, we've got a minute to go in this final quarter. And picked up by McGregor. He's kicked back forward, intercepted by your mate Bob. Carafa.
He's done well. And he's probably the best player on the ground, and that was Antonellis. Antonellis kick back towards Del Kios. Del Kios now puts a long one down over the half-forward line. Di Battista overruns the ball. Forcing it through was Carafa. He couldn't quite get clear of the pack, and a quick hand pass comes across now to Stambolis. Stambolis' kick off the side of the boot, out towards the forward pocket. A chance though now, as we see Connolly, it looked like, slipping at the vital moment. No, it's not Connolly, it's McMurray. And bad luck for Jeff McMurray there.
Bob, just briefly, who did you feel were your best players tonight, just as the clock ticks over? Antonellis?
Antonellis, probably, yes. But Ondaatje did well. Legovic, Stambolis.
Dimatina.
There were some great tries. Dimatina, yes. But there's a siren for the end of the Herald Shield tonight. With the scoreboard reading, Marcellin College 12-14, 86. Doncaster East High School 6-3, 39.
And we'll be back next week, Bob.
We certainly hope so, Steve.
Herald Shield is another football presentation from 7 Sports.